I did not push live yet. What the heck? This thing. I didn't have it set up. It just automatically put me live. What? Why is it locked? So now I have to do my live this way. What the heck? What are we doing? I didn't even know it. I wasn't trying to go live yet. Y'all, this is a mess. Okay, so I guess we have to. I can't change the orientation, it says. I didn't want it like that. I don't really want to retype my whole description box and stuff. It's not even in the right manner. We're gonna have to start this over. So it won't even. I can't fix it. You can see me stacking the books up. That's crazy. Okay, let's see. Can we? Chips all on my hand. Don't know if that'll work. I don't really want to restart it. It started before I was ready. I wasn't even set up yet, y'all. Oh, and it's showing such a wide angle. I had it rotated. It's rotated the wrong way. Showed you my little ashy knuckles. Okay, let's just roll like this. Can you even see my table though? As I'm painting? Will you be able to see my table? See, that's too low. Yeah, I'm gonna get this right one day. Okay. That works right there. Y'all seen the little baby toy all up under the table? I'm trying to show you everything. Okay. Well, I'm tired. I worked last night, which is really tonight, but it's after midnight. So we're gonna jump back into what is going on. We're gonna jump back into drawing, working on this painting and reviewing the Valentino Dixon story, Wrongful Conviction of Valentino Dixon. Now, a big reason of why I started showing you guys the story and reviewing the story of Valentino Dixon is because I wanted to show you guys that what I have called Project Reach the World could actually work if I can get support. I could actually free my husband from his wrongful conviction through art. I pursued freeing him. So we're finished with that painting and the people. I'm doing one color at a time, so now we're drawing the colors on the other people. So we're gonna go to the next picture. These were the pictures that were supposed to be done for my granddaughter's birthday. But as you know, or as you may not know, if you are an artist, you might know, especially if you are an artist like me who has to keep a 9 to 5, which is a lot of artists, it is very hard to make a living as an artist. So if you're an artist like me, you know it's very hard to keep up sometimes with all your artwork because you have to work. I mean, we have to feed ourselves. We have to, you know, make a living. And if your art is not paying you, then you gotta work. I mean, it's just that simple. So a lot of times I get carried away with work and then don't get to really do much of my art. So because last week, and I knew that was, it's like I am not a fortune teller, but I could have told you that was gonna happen. Last week, this time last week, we were on the cusp of Prince's birthday. I was trying my hardest to get off of work early. And y'all know I told y'all that story time. I was trying my hardest to get off of work early, and they just kept finding more and more and more for me to do. They would not let me go for nothing in the world. I didn't get home off until, was it after 1? I think it was. I think it was close to 1 or after 1. Do you know today we closed early? We got out of there on time. They didn't make us go in and help the kitchen like they did last week. And I'm like, that's so ironic. The one day that I needed to leave early so that I could finish my painting for my granddaughter for her birthday was the one day that they just wouldn't let me go. Now, all of a sudden, this week, not rushing home. Granddaughter's birthday is over. I should have painted Juju something for his birthday. I don't know why I didn't do that. I'll just put him on my list. But, yeah, we got out of there on time. Like, it is so, life just don't fall into, the pieces don't fall the way you try to, that will be easiest for you. They usually fall in a manner that is harder. Let me move this thing because you can see that. I don't want you to see that. The way I'm holding the stand up. So it won't let me change the orientation. So we're going to have to keep it this way because I don't want to start over. But we're going to continue to review. We got a couple more videos. And then maybe I like this. So maybe we'll find some other stories of people that currently are wrongfully convicted, or maybe some stories of other exonerees that wrongfully convicted and freed. It's another story that touched my heart. Oh my gosh, because that's what I really want my channel to be about. Honestly, that's the battle I've been fighting. And I did create, can I show y'all that first? Before we get into Valentino Dixon, before we get into a few of his videos. I think it's like 2 more I'm gonna watch. Can I show y'all that in college, I did a magazine called Family United, and I literally want to do this magazine to bring people's story to the forefront. So it is not as hard for the next person who is fighting for their loved one to free their loved one, to break their loved one's story. You spend most of this time just getting somebody to just lend you their ear. Like, people will not listen. They will not give you the time of day. And that's one of the hardest things. So let me maneuver through this playlist if I can find it. My Family United magazine. Of course, I got sidetracked from working on it. I did my first issue of Family United and then got caught up in working and everything else. It's just never enough time. Okay, I think it's under my Art for Justice playlist. Let's draw my life. Where's my art? Oh, my Art for Justice. Okay. Looking for it, I don't see it. Family United magazine. Okay, let's try to search this way. Oh, I'm so sleepy, y'all. Girl, I'm tired. It's not finding it. It's showing me everything but what I'm trying to. Okay. How will I find this? You know what? Let me look on. Sometimes when I can't find my videos, if I look on my YouTube studio, which I can't do it on my tablet because my tablet's recording right now, and I haven't downloaded YouTube Studio yet on my I haven't yet downloaded on my laptop. Y'all know I'm just moving into my laptop. I just moving into my tablet. I've had this tablet since my birthday last year, and I've had this laptop from probably way before that. But I have not so let's go to I have not set everything up. My laptop, I think it's just my charger, my old laptop, my old Mac, which this is older as well, but the older one that I had, that good old faithful laptop that I had duration of me being in college, that one I think is just the charger. But that's the one that I have my Photoshop. I still, excuse me, I still got to get Photoshop. I got to get all the Adobe suite that I use, Premiere Pro. It's a lot of work I gotta do. That's why it's hard. Like moving into a laptop is like moving houses, like putting all your stuff on there. So I just always continued to use my old laptop just because it's difficult to, move into the new one. Okay. Yeah, so why is it not coming up? Because it's literally, I Googled Family United and then Google my name and it still doesn't find it. That's so silly. Okay, so we need to type the whole goddamn thing in. Okay, Family United Prison Magazine. I think I found it. Yeah. Okay, so here it is, Family United. We're gonna watch that first, and then we're gonna get into the other two videos by Valentino Dixon. Well, not by him, but about him, and the wrongful conviction of Valentino Dixon. Okay. Family United Prisoner Magazine. Hey guys, what it is, it's your girl Cadillac, and I am back
It is Saturday, the, let's see, what's today? The 27th. And Black History Month is coming to an end. Like that quick. And being a YouTuber, I'm trying to keep up with the trends, and I just was not able to. Like I'm doing too many different things, but I'm doing some good things. I'm doing some good things, but it does prevent me from staying like current. So Black History Month is almost over. So I got to get in my little bit of Black history, even though it is not just limited to February. Black people create history all the time,
Sure do.
like for real. And I'm trying to create some history. I was trying to be, actually, the first part of this video, I'm gonna show you my new project that I have that's under Project Reach the World, and it is my magazine. I have a magazine. I told y'all I have a magazine that I was telling you about. I believe the beginning of February, but February went so quick. But it was a project that I had to do in my layout
Can
class.
y'all see that?
My layout class was crazy. This class, I was scared to take it because layout is very intensive. It takes a lot of work, a lot of skill. And layout was always my weakness in graphic design area. So so I struggled. Then I had the course on a campus, they call it the East Campus. It was way across town. So I would be flying over there
They
Saturday
were
morning.
bougie
I would work Friday night, get off at
at
4:30
the East
a.m.
Campus.
I would catch a nap in the parking lot because if I went home, I'm liable to oversleep and miss class. And most times I was nowhere near done with, my portion of the magazine that was due that week. So I would get home, take like an hour nap in a chair, and then I would be right up trying to work on my project and, get it before class. Because in school, like, they are so strict. They
Graphic
don't take anything
design
late
school,
if you
yes.
don't turn it in on time, which means when class
Strict,
starts.
strict.
If it's not in the teacher's Dropbox, too bad for you. Hopefully, you can recover from a zero, which is very hard to do. Most times, you cannot recover from a zero. You're just going to repeat that whole course again. So, that semester, they said we had to do a
Oh,
magazine.
so
And
sick.
she gave us different types of magazines we could do, like sports magazines. I didn't know if I wanted to do a hair magazine because I always wanted to compile my hair images into a magazine. I really didn't know what type of magazine I was feeling. So she had a suggestion of a family magazine, and I'm like, yeah, that's good because I'm a very family oriented person. I could have did like a parenting magazine or something like that. So my original magazine ended up being an alternative family magazine
Oh,
because
y'all can't even see
my
it
family
on
is an
here.
alternative family. It's not the average family that you think of,
Shoot.
but we are a family. So I wanted to do an alternative family magazine. And family magazines are usually like bright and happy and bouncing babies and teething toddlers. And I wanted to do a magazine that dealt with the not so happy parts of parenting and familyhood. So it was an alternative. So the cover was basically my story being a prison wife and then having my child, her father being incarcerated. And I had another section where I was dealing with, I myself, as a child, a teen, I dealt with depression. Back in the 90s, when I did deal with the depression as a child, it was not really talked about like that. Like, I went through, like, I would always be locked up in my room by myself. I was bullied. I was bullied. And it was
That's
to
your
the
girl
point where
Scarface.
I don't
See
know,
the
I
scar
would
on my
always just
face?
spend hours upon hours
That's why
locked
they
up
call
in the
me
room by
that.
myself. didn't eat with the family, my parents and my siblings. I would get my food, run back up in my room, and the only like happiness I had was creating things, drawing. That's all I used to do back then because that was the only way people accepted me because I was that girl that can draw. Other than that, I was, bullied. I was called Scarface. If you want to know why they called me Scarface, you're gonna have to check out my Draw My Life. I'll link that in the description box. But yeah, I got this nickname Scarface
That
that I
was me
could not
creating my
live
drama
down for
life. Took me
nothing.
a month.
So I was bullied. People threw rocks at me. It was crazy. And then I'm a shy individual, and I'm not very like assertive. Which over the years I have always tried to work on that, and I'm getting better and better and better at voicing my opinion because my opinion does matter, and I need to voice my opinion and how I feel. It does matter, and I would always shy away from that. So I was bullied. I went through depression. So I did a little section about teens being depressed. And my daughter actually went through depression during school time because she would see all these different um, her friends and stuff. They would have both parents. Even if they didn't have both parents, they had like a stepdad or something. Like it was just me. Like I didn't have men around my daughter. I didn't even really date like that. I kind of did like when he first went to prison. I think I was looking for that love that I lost in him. I was looking for it somewhere else, which I didn't find it, and I quickly realized, hey, you in love with Marcello? Just take several seats and just let's get him home. So yeah, I didn't have men around my child like that. Like if I had random boyfriends, but it was nothing ever, nothing serious. Maybe a date here, a date there, and stuff like that. But I should do some little story times about my life outside of prison wife life, if you would like to know, because your girl that came a long way, came a long way. But yeah, so depression, then it's like things dealing with children, like the not so happy times, like when they're teething and stuff like that. So I wanted to do an alternative, not all that happy, bright coloring and this and that. So I had like drab, dark, dramatic colors and dark purples, and those were my color palettes. And the teacher looked at my magazine and she was like, "This, huh? A family magazine? It's too dark." And I'm like,
Oh, you
"Yeah,
could say it
no."
more like that.
She wanted me to make the bright, fun, bright background. I couldn't do that. That's not what I was feeling. So the cover of it ended up being this picture, this great picture. Oh my gosh, I love this picture that I found off the internet. I did credit the picture, but this is not my picture. But I did so much photoshopping to it that you would think it was mine. The only thing I need to do now is cut the person's picture out and put our picture on there, and then that's going to be the cover. Yes. So that magazine was really nice. Like I refined it because I think I do way too much, and the teachers always told me that. They're like at a certain point in graphic design, less is more.
In
The
life,
less
period.
almost that you do, the better your project looks. And I never quite could understand or that wouldn't click. So I had a first layout of the magazine, which I love. And the teacher was like, "This is way too much." Like I had stuff in the background, stuff in the foreground, just stuff. Anything that I could find, I had in there. There were so many great pictures. This was finally a topic I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
talk about, and I did way too much. So I had to refine it, which it still was on the edge of being too much. But she said, "You're cool. It's good. It's nice." It made my portfolio, my graphic design portfolio in the end. And so thinking about it, I was like, maybe a couple weeks ago, I was at work, and I work in the laundry room. I haven't quite got that graphic design job yet. My internship
Still
fell
ain't.
through. with the pandemic. So I'm still, needless to say, doing laundry. So as I am hanging pants after pants after pants, that is when I just get my little think on. Like I can really think then. And I was like, hey, why don't I make a family magazine that is about prison life, like prison life, and tell all our stories that nobody knows. Because the thing is, going through this journey with Marcello and seeing how it affected my child, seeing how it affected me, seeing how it affects Marcello, because he is the one directly affected by the prison system, where, like, what do you call those?
Casualties.
What's a good word to call it? The indirectly affected by the prison system. Me and my daughter are indirectly affected, but Marcello is directly affected by the prison and justice system. So I was like, it's hard to tell these stories because number one, society would like you to think that the justice system is completely fair and that the prison system is completely fair and they're locking up the bad guys. There are some bad guys there. Yes, I'm not even on front. There's some bad guys in prison. But it's not even really, the prison system became something that is not even about good and bad or doing the right thing or punishment and rehabilitation. It's not about that. It's almost like a whole chess game that's going on behind the scenes. And we don't even, society does not know. So they automatically think if you have anything to do with the prison system, you're bad. Your family member is bad. Your family member is, or yourself, you're not, you can't fit into society. You're like these misfits, and that, we need to protect our outside good citizens from you bad citizens. And that is completely not even what the prison or justice system is. And no, and the thing is, it's hard for people to not think that way. The first thing you're gonna hear is, well, he shouldn't have did the crime if he couldn't do the time. Like that's, oh, you be want to smack somebody when they say that. Yes. But I've always been told that I have a good, like I am very good at holding my temper and I can keep a straight face and I be going to knock the heck out of you. But I have a straight face. Yes. I have a lot of patience. That is not what it's about. Like a lot of these things, everything plays into the next. You can't just say they were bad people. A lot of people didn't have the same things growing up. Number one, money. Money is a big issue. When you grow up lacking money, a lot of times you do not get what people that had money had. Okay, single parent, two parent. A lot of times when boys come from single parents household, a lot of times that affects them when their father is not there. They're dealing with anger. Why wasn't he in my life? Why does mom have to struggle like this? Why? Like they're dealing with certain issues. They gotta grow up faster. And like I don't know, it's a lot of things. So you can't just like say these people were just bad. You don't know what their circumstances was. You don't know where they came from. And if you came from the same circumstances, how do you know? You might have been one of those persons that was in that prison system or justice system that we could be fighting for you. You don't know that. It could have been you. Oh my. I did do a song. I'll leave that to the end. It could have been me. Yes. But it could have been you. It could have been your son, your daughter. It could have been any of us. It could have been me. What if something happened and I was there? And I tried my whole life to play by the rules and do the right thing. It takes 1 second. One wrong decision can end you up in there. consequences, because you don't know how it can play out. And if you ever end up in that system, you will see how fair it is. It's not. And we don't have a voice. They silence us.